Welcome back, everybody, to Western Mass News here on this Monday morning, and we are in that calm before the storm. Hope you all had a great weekend. And we didn't get that mood snow yesterday.
We didn't.
Some of us didn't.
Some of us
Yeah,
didn't.
there were flakes. There were some scattered coatings across the area yesterday, but you are right. Like in terms of like anything meaningful or anything like that. But mood snow, you only need a tiny bit. That's all you want for mood snow, right?
Yes, not too much. You don't want to go work it off, have to go shovel or anything.
But for the most part, the weekend was, it was fine. I mean, it was cold, don't get me wrong, and there wasn't a ton of sunshine, but in February, I guess our standards are a little bit lower, right? As long as we're not talking about big storms. And that was the case over the weekend. And we do have, of course, precipitation that is headed our way. And this storm system, which the bulk of it comes tonight, it looks like it's going to fall in the form of ice, whether that be sleet or freezing rain. Now, during the day today, we're going to have some spotty light snow showers here and there, and a little bit of mix during the middle part of the day. It's not going to amount to a whole lot. I mean, it could lead to a slippery spot or two, and we'll actually dry it out for a few hours this evening, and then tonight, midnight or a little bit before, that's when the steady, heavier precipitation moves in and is looking to be sleet, which are those ice pellets, or worse, freezing rain. That's literally rain that, of course, falls onto surfaces that are below freezing, and that causes a glaze or ice. So that's what we're concerned about from about midnight tonight through about noon tomorrow, those icy conditions, icy roads. And of course, when the ice builds up on tree limbs and things of that nature and wires, that can lead to perhaps some possible power outages, especially in the hill towns and higher terrain, because that's where temperatures might be a degree or two colder as opposed to the valley. But everybody's under a winter weather advisory, and again, it's primarily for ice. It goes into effect at 7 p.m. this evening. In reality, I think it's tonight, overnight, into tomorrow morning. It expires tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, so it's your Tuesday morning commute that we're most concerned about. As far as this morning, of course, a lot of us are off, but if you are heading out the door, we have dry roads right now. We notice a few little snowflakes and snow showers across parts of the Litchfield Hills down towards lower New York. This will move in over the next hour, so we could see, or I should say, the next few hours, so we could see a few snow showers this morning. Most of the day, though, it's not going to be doing a whole lot. This is just a weak disturbance moving through. A stronger storm system, though, is coming out of the Gulf, and it's this that's going to move up into the cold air overnight tonight. The problem is the cold air is going to be trapped at the surface while the warm air overrides it, and then that brings in the sleet and freezing rain. So in terms of snow out of this storm, we're not calling for much at all. I mean, during the day today, there might be some scattered coatings that will have a tendency to melt away once they lighten up. And at the onset around midnight tonight or so, the Berkshires and hill towns could get maybe 1, 2, 3 inches of snowfall, but even there, we're calling for that change over to sleet and for freezing rain. This is our future cast now at 5 o'clock this afternoon, where we're generally dry in the lower valley, maybe some light precipitation moving in by about 9 or 10 o'clock, but then from about midnight overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, the pink that you see here, that's sleet and freezing rain, while maybe in Springfield and Point South, we might get just mild enough that we're right around that 32 or 33 degree mark, where icing won't be as problematic as it will be north and west across Franklin County, the hill towns and higher terrain. I do think the precipitation, the steady stuff is done by late morning tomorrow, then we'll dry it out with melting in the afternoon as temperatures come up into the 30s at that point, middle and upper 30s. But overnight tonight into tomorrow, we'll have that ice accretion in the valley, worse in elevated areas like Blandford and Worthington, Huntington. You get up over about 1,000 feet. That's where the best chance of picking up some power outages. But even in the valley, maybe an isolated power outage, the hill towns, higher terrain, scattered power outages, not out of the question here. It's going to come down to a degree or two difference. Either way, you're going to allow for tons of extra time tomorrow morning with icy roads. The main roads, or I should say treated roads, obviously will fare a little bit better, but sidewalks, side roads will be icy tomorrow morning, and then improvement as the day goes on tomorrow back into the 30s. And yes, another storm perhaps late Thursday into Thursday night of snow or snow changing to a mix. Get your scorecard ready. Busy week ahead. All right, that's your forecast.